Hello, fellow Writing and Rhetoric DE 1102 students. I wanted to speak on my assignment, which was tackling redlining and wealth disparity in neighborhoods in Miami. This is a serious issue for me. I often have to travel between Doral, Wynwood, downtown, and Coral Gables, and it honestly disgusts me what I see and the bubbles people create between one another. What I learned from this assignment is about source choosing. Originally, I chose a social media post which was short and had a one-sentence caption. It was accompanied by this image of a monochromatic world and homeless person sitting down on the pavement in front of a colorful, rich ad for some perfume bottle. It did not contribute much to the larger conversation. It just highlighted that homelessness existed in Miami and in some good-looking spots. The photographer was a ghost, couldn't track them down. The caption said very little, only one slide. It just didn't get anywhere. So I switched to a new post. This post was highlighting urban devastation in New York City by a legislator called Robert Moses, who toured through a lot of Black and Latino neighborhoods to build highways for people of higher classes. This connected better with my issue because it made it more about class rather than what's a homeless person doing in Miami, which could perhaps be seen as me villainizing the fact that they are in a good place rather than in their own place, which is the opposite of what I want to communicate. I think everyone should be living together in a non-communist fashion, of course. So yeah, my second claim. The new social media post is overall very good and contributes rhetorically to what I want to say. And this is because it is an Instagram post, various slides, and a caption that is like yay big. It took some scrolling. And so, originally, I saw that this is an Instagram post, it's not very reliable, this doesn't fit well, but in the end, it is reliable. Because I checked on Robert Moses, I checked the legislation he made, and I checked a source in the post that is called The Power Broker, written by Robert Moses himself, in which he admits to doing a lot of the things that is said he did in the social media post. He even admits a lot of wrongs he did. This new social media post, what you see when you properly analyze it is that the people affected by these problems, by this redlining, they don't have big verified accounts on Facebook. They take to their nearest social media, something lowly like Instagram, to let their voice be heard. And it adds a sense of pathos that is beautiful and overall contributes to the main message of what I want to say. My third claim. This is about my main text, which is about the renovations made in Wynwood. This is a complex topic because it both is for and against my claim. Wynwood became very gentrified in the last few years. What this means is that a lot of blacks and whites are now living together, lots of Latinos, and this is overall good for my issue. This is my issue getting solved, but also a lot of those blacks and Latinos and etc. had to be moved out of Wynwood, and rent got sky high because rich art people started moving in. And so, in a way, it betters the issue racially, but worsens it economically. Now, Wynwood is just another rich spot in many places. When I was a child, I remember Wynwood was pretty much a guaranteed robberyville. You were done if you went there. What I noticed in common between this text and my social media post was this stress on how Native communities were being pushed out and inconvenienced by richer folk deciding, hey, this area is now useful to us, whether it's to build highways or whether it's to build art galleries and clubs. It's the same thing repeating over itself, the same thing in New York happening in Miami. And you could see this as barriers being put down, or you can see this as, instead of that, rather almost a wealthy conquest on poor neighborhoods. It is overall a complicated issue. My fourth claim is that this text is overall an educational one. It goes out of its way to educate the people of Miami and Wynwood and overall tourists on the history of the area. And not only that, but it goes on to explain organizations and people you can donate to that are trying to fix homelessness in the area and that are trying to make it easier for the people that live there, because overall this is a social issue. People being in bubbles and far away from each other. And that this can be fixed by just good people doing a few good things. The genre is educational and overall non-biased, because as I said, it is a complex issue. Purpose is to get you to help these people and be knowledgeable. The audience is anyone who doesn't know much about Miami. So thank you. That's what I learned from this assignment. You can see 1102 students overall. Fact check your sources. Choose sources that connect well to what you're writing. And maneuver due dates by.